Oh yeah, that's right. Gotta test the levels. I'm running the air conditioning, so... Oh no, that's good. Everything seems to be good. Hello. Hello, everybody. Uh, yes. Sorry, I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. My name is Scott. This is a stream all about fixing things. More specifically, it is about working on ScummVM, an engine for playing old games on new systems, and adding support for Macromedia Director, a multimedia player that was very, very popular for the longest time. As soon as computers started to have sound cards and graphics cards and such like that. Yeah, so today I think that we're going to be continuing off on what's that, like a hidden gem that we found last stream called Bob Winkle Solves Life's Greatest Mysteries. And I guess it's just kind of like, it's meant to be a sort of like an entertaining kind of, you know, myth-busting type CD for, I guess, like various afflictions and ailments of the human body, featuring a kind of wacky elder gentleman named Bob Winkle. When we were trying it out last time, like, it did mostly seem like it well, I say mostly seem like it worked. If you hacked your way through it, it would work fine. But there was obviously just like a bunch of small stuff that needed to be fixed. So I've got like the list I wrote from last time up here. Yeah, so the progress bar, so kind of like each of the scenes you could kind of scrub through the progress bar down the bottom, that was broken. There were issues with sound clips repeating, which I think were down to kind of like a weird kind of timer script that it has, which wasn't quite working. The menu was just absolutely trashed, like so many things wrong with the menu. One of the oh yeah, that's right, one of the movies had like bad palettes, so you try and open an image and the colors are all kind of messed up. That's another sound one. And then these last two here, which I thought we might kind of have a look at to begin with. Actually uses a few, so this game uses multiple what are known as custom X objects. And there was an issue with the path where, I don't know, various like cast members, so resources in the movie were kind of, you know, they were stored externally, so just as files, like audio files, and the ScummVM was not able to load them because it was not doing the right thing in terms of the paths. So I figure that to kick things off, let us have a look at the X objects. I want to, more importantly, quite a lot of movies, the thing that's going to kind of trip them up the most is X objects. And to be basically like, in terms of Macromedia Director, X objects is kind of Macromedia's C API. So if you wanted to like put together a Macromedia Director game or app or whatever, and you're like, oh, I really, you know, it's almost good, I just need this one extra thing from the system, or I just need this one tweak, you know, to the palette buffer or something like that, or I just need, you know, this one feature the Macromedia Director doesn't have, you'd use an X object. And there are just so many of these because, you know, Macromedia Director, 99% good, but that 1%, it's a killer. And quite a lot of people wrote fixes to that in our good friend C. So I'll just pull up the folder for Bob Winkle so we can have a look at this in detail. So ignore all these. These are just installer ones. These three here, I believe, are custom X objects. And there's kind of an easy way of just telling from the command line. It's to use strings. One of the requirements of the API is that there has to be a resource, I believe, in the in the library, whether it be a DLL or the Mac equivalent, like an Xcode, which contains a full kind of list of all the methods that are inside. I don't know, most X objects that we've come across in the wild have this, which is really nice. It saves us just a ton of time. But you can see here that, so it's basically just kind of like a listing of all of the different methods here. So all the different methods down here. This is kind of like a little table showing kind of the expected, like the first one is the expected return value, and these are like the expected arguments. And pretty much your two choices are int and string, so quite a lot of X objects just serialize between that if they need something else. And if you're lucky, that basically it'll be like a direct copy of the Macromedia sample TLL. So it'll have like just like all of sample ones, like add, subtract, etc., etc., and it'll be like one for like do the one thing I want to do. So we don't need to do that. Am I missing anything? Oh, that's right. There are, I guess, two different types of X objects. The more common one, which we can see here, is it literally creates an object, which is to say, it has a new and dispose method, and then, you do your openxlib inside your Macromedia director script, which will then give you an object, and then you call methods on the object. The other option is that you can actually inject functions into like the global namespace, similar to how kind of like all of the Macromedia director built-in functions do it. And there are a handful of libraries that do this, but most of them use this because the example code uses this. So even if there is like no state being kept in the object, they just do this because it's easier. So that's not a big deal. All right, so that was one of the three custom ones. We've got consumer.dll. What were the other two? Oh, exploredruk.dll and LGM dialog. These all look kind of like stuff to do with the menu system. Come on. Wait, did I go too far? Let's try that again. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. So yeah, this one here is just for creating a custom settings dialog and pop hot word. Okay. So yeah, just usually we'll just get kind of like a smattering of kind of weird things like this. And yeah, so when it comes to kind of adding support for these, I mean, typically the issue that you have is because most of the time that it's kind of the object type of the object type as opposed to the global method. Then the problem is that like it'll try and instantiate it, and that will cause a lingo error, and that will cause a part of the script to crash, because if a xlib is missing, then that's a hard error. But so yeah, like pretty much the first step towards something like this is basically just stub it out. Sorry. Hi Rokoleo. Isn't this a huge problem, as there could be thousands of X objects, and then ScummVM needs to be able to support these for any CPU? Sort of. Quite a lot of the time, the X objects are either like ones that are kind of used everywhere, like, file IO is like one that's used everywhere because that was a pack-in, and then miscx is another very popular one, like, because, there are certain ones which are kind of sold as, add this to your Macromedia director movie to add a very common thing, and those get kind of recycled pretty much everywhere. And then the other kind that you have is basically stuff like this, where it's like, I need to add one feature. And in this case, the feature is, I need to do a bunch of crap with the menus. So, now that I think about it, I haven't actually like looked to see what the expectation, like what exactly it's trying to do with the menus, or like what the custom thing looks like, because I'm not going to lie, like the initial approach that we're going to take for this is we're just going to stub it out, and that way then it's basically just kind of like a mock object. Like it'll create an object, and there'll be a bunch of stub methods that return a default, like, a default name, a default return value, etc. Just enough to kind of get it running, because honestly, like, that's better than having a you know, just having it crash at the start screen. So, do I have the ISO? Yes, I do. Just gonna save myself some typing later on. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, wait. So let's just have a peek at how it's meant to look, because I have not had a look at this yet. Mount UD, mount, image mount, T CD-ROM, D games. Cool. Huh. That's slower than I was expecting, but whatever. Yep. Yep. I've been screwed by this before, because sometimes you can have like sometimes there are newer versions of Apple Computer QuickTime version 2 and I can't remember which one I have. What if I just go install? Cancel. Exit. Yes. Let's just see if it runs. Oh my god, alright. Alright, so we've learned the mystery of what one of the X objects is for doing this. Is for showing this stupid registration screen. Because look, this is native WinForms, which is pretty funny. Okay, so let's cancel. Do I have sound turned on? Oh, I don't. There we go. There he is. Here's our guy.
Eureka! I've done it! I've just discovered the answers to life's greatest mystery.
Ooh.
Hello.
Very janky
My
audio.
name is Bob Winkle. Here on this scroll are questions to some of the great...
Yeah, we know that. Sorry, let me know if my mic audio is kind of crackling up. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's just the game audio that's letting me down. Okay, I think that it was up here. Oh, good lord. All right. Yeah. So this all looks custom. It looks custom, but at the same time, DOSBox. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's just DOSBox having a bad time. That's fine. I can live with that. But this is... Yep, alright. So this is all WinForms, but mercifully... Oh wait, no, okay. This is in-app. I was going to say, it doesn't look like it's necessary to actually... Oh, I suppose. Yeah, okay. it's not really necessary to play like the actual the game. This just looks like a secondary kind of lookup thing, like just a plain text index for all of the stuff. So like if I go into here, like how do we remember things, it should jump to that movie, I think, which you can do just through the game. You don't need the plain text index to do that.
Order in the court.
Where were you on the night of the 5th?
I don't know. I can't remember. How do you remember things?
Order in the court.
It's a bit complicated, so you'll have to pay attention.
It's a very relatable scene.
First, your brain has two memory systems: short-term memory and long-term memory. An example of short-term...
Okay, so I just want to kind of test out a few things here which were kind of busted in the ScummVM version. One of them, well, do these factoids show up? Yes, they do. Okay. Oh, it's really having a bad time. Am I run? Is it? Hang on. What's happening in the background? Apparently nothing. It's just, yeah. Never seen like DOSBox lag this much. This is just strange. Okay, get rid of that. So if I hit play.
An example of touch.
Yeah, that should just be a normal draggable widget.
You can only store 5 to 10 bits or pieces of information at a time.
And you go done, and you go back to here. Okay. So this is like a prime candidate, I feel, for stubbing out all those custom xlibs just so that it runs. Because as far as I can see, you only need to, well, you only ever encounter them if you go to this index, and the index is optional. So let's just quit. So
See you next time.
Let's quit so that we get back to where we were. All right. So what we are going to do is we are going to open. Huh, that's out of my shortcut menu. That's weird. Gonna open our pal Ghidra. Now, yeah, if you're not aware, Ghidra is a gift from our good friends at the National Security Agency, which has, yeah, it's I guess it's like a disassembler which has a scarily good decompiler, built into it. Now, there's some caveats. So the age of this particular game, this is from like the Windows 3.1 era. And Windows 3.1 era is all 16-bit, and Ghidra, it's not perfect. It doesn't really kind of know how kind of near and far pointers work. It knows enough to just disassemble things, but not quite enough to do like variable lookups and such. So you don't get the answer handed to you. You just get like enough of a good guess. But honestly, that's all we really need. Like, I'd say that even Ghidra will only kind of like come into play if we need to figure out exactly what a DLL is meant to do. We can sometimes just kind of get around it by putting in a best guess and like make a stub with some best guesses and then come back to Ghidra a second. So, you know, I'll actually do that. We'll put Ghidra to one side for now, and we'll just kind of focus on making some stubs. So, Lingo, xlibs. Yeah, I know, Mad Moose, the NSA do not care about 16-bit. Unfortunately, like, I mean, it's fine for 32-bit. Apparently there are like enough, you know, enough warships use 32-bit Windows that they decided to kind of beef up the support. But 16-bit is getting better though. There are like some, what's his name? Bone somebody. I don't know. Someone is doing the hard yards, getting 16-bit support working properly. And I apologize, I can't remember what your handle is, but yes, you are doing a fantastic job. Please keep it up. I want to take apart more. I want to take apart more DOS stuff. Okay, I am drawing a blanket. What's a good one to? So typically, like what I do here is I just pick one of these. Like really, that we should just have a template one just to save a bunch of time. That's an option actually. Maybe I could just make a template one and then commit it to the repo. Is pippin.cpp. That sounds like literally one thing. Let's have a look. There we go. Is pippin literally? Oh no, okay. So is pippin is an example of like a built-in, which isn't what we want. We want an object one. So we want an object, but it just does one thing. Move mouse. I think that's one that comes with Jungle Park, and it does. Yes, this is it. This does literally one thing, which is set the position of the mouse. So I'll copy move mouse xobject.cpp to So we'll just scoop. We don't have syntax highlighting, but that's okay. We'll just scoop out the innards of this. Okay. How are we going to make this kind of nice and useful? Was it Dr. McCoy? Where's Dr. McCoy? Don't see it. That's the problem with like kind of making a template one. Like, I'd almost, you know, we're basically going to have to do exactly the same thing that we did for. We're going to have to do pretty much exactly the same amount of renaming if we just use move mouse.xobj. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll just do it do it the other way. What? Okay, so I think it was consumer.dll, consumer.dll, explode.dll, and .dll. Okay, good. So we'll go. So we'll just do we'll do it like this. Consumer. Now, that's fine. So in here, right? ScummVM is very scientific when it comes to kind of like picking what X objects to use. It basically, I think for the Mac ones, it'll check to see what the name is inside the Xcode chunk, but for Windows, it just says what is the DLL called. So I think I'll just say consumer here. I don't even know if this has a Mac version, but if it does, then we can fix it later. And we have to do all this boilerplate. Actually, what am I doing? What am I doing? Ta-da! Actually, consumer xobj. So consumer.h. So we'll do that. Add oh wait. Okay. So we'll get rid of that because that's not correct. I'll go back into here. Get rid of that. And we are going to copy paste that resource, or the meth table, sorry. That's the name of the thing. It's the X meth table, which I don't know. I believe predates the current usage of the term meth. So we'll just chuck in the meth table here so we can have a look. Oh, and it's called consumer. Yeah. Used in Bob Winkle solves life's greatest mysteries. Okay, so we have the list of things that we need to implement. We'll get rid of this because we don't need it. I will. Now we got to do a little bit more boilerplate, unfortunately. So we got to make some function stubs. Okay, how many we got? So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 methods, and then we just type them in. Pref set value. Pref get value. Check CD, okay. All right, did I get them all? Hack menu, check. Sorry. Hack menu, check CD, lock dialog, register dialog, about dialog, get win-i entry, get record. Content log, pref get value, set value, explore, pop word, settings dialog. Oh, I missed name. Yeah, okay, name should go at the top. Cool. So I got all of that. Now we get to fill out the table. The temptation is there to like write some kind of horrible script which takes in this meth table and spits out boilerplate, but maybe for another day. Okay. So how many of these do we need? We need suppose. So we're going to suppose, name, settings, dialog, pop, hot word, explorer, pref, content log, data record, win99, charity, about, register, locked, check CD and hack menu. Okay. And I think the way that this goes, yeah, okay. So you just give it the name. You can't. Oh, Rockwell says you can't have worse boilerplate than WinRT components in Wine. It's literally C++ and C. I don't know. I can think of some worse combinations in C++ and C. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Java still kind of for me holds the crown for needless boilerplate, just in terms of like how many times you have to repeat yourself. And it's kind of, you know, it's also made like more fun by like the insane directory trees that they use. Templates, did you say templates in C? Would that be with lots of macros? Like way too many macros. Yeah, gotta admit I'm not a fan of templates, but you know, when every problem looks like a nail and you have the template hammer, it's just it's too tempting not to use, right? Exactly, and duplicate code everywhere. That's so unlike C though, having duplicate code everywhere. Like, you know, measure twice, cut once. That's the C motto, right? Locked DLG. I'll just do the ones on the left-hand side first. But yeah, this is normally like an activity that I like save for, I don't know, sitting in front of the TV, vegging out. Like, it's pretty, you know, at least like the initial stuff of just kind of generating the boilerplate is very kind of, don't have to think very hard. Mostly because of xmeth table. Thank you, xmeth table. Pref set value. Almost done. Settings, DLG, name, dispose. Okay, so now we can go in here, add in our methods that we declared in the header just before. Should be using auto. Not that kind of autocomplete. Content lock. Okay, so that's the easy part. Now you'll see these these little columns on the side here. I'm just gonna adjust just the alignment because I like to keep things nice. I keep things lined up. All right. So we're gonna go back to our meth table here. Now there are 3 numbers here. Last one is the version number, or like the minimum version number where this xlib exists. This is a Directive V4 game, so it is 400. And this, I think, is like the minimum and maximum number of arguments that the function can take. So we know new, and it's basically like however long this thing here after the first letter is. So, and we just assume that it's always going to be, I think if, yeah, like for now, I'm just going to assume that it's always going to be 4, like, you know, the full number of arguments that are required. If they're not, then, you know, ScummVM will crash and then we can change it. So that saves a bunch of hassle. So I'll go 2 2 3 3 4 4 3 3 2 2. Wow, that's like a lot of strings going into the content lock. 5 5 2 2 2 2. That's right. That's still 0. Don't touch that. 1 1 1 1 and that. Cool. And because this is C++, we leave the last row intentionally blank so that when we kind of iterate through them, we know when to stop. Okay. Now, actually, I'll just I'll pop up in the vsplit again because it's gonna be useful. Now, the painful way of going through and stubbing this out would be literally to type a method for each one with something that catches the arguments and returns a warning or whatever. We're not going to do that. We're going to use... There are a bunch of macros which have been added specifically for stubbing the stuff out. And they... Oh, wait. Have I included the thing? Yeah, they should be there. Is it stub? Oh, sorry. I think it's xlib or stub. Yeah, okay. So we've got a few different types of xobject stub. Actually, just to start with, I think dispose is a... Do we need to do anything for mdispose? Like anything? I know. Oh, okay. We just have a stub. I think most of the time we just have a stub. So let's do that. So we're going to xobject stub and r for no return because according to our meth table here, x basically means return nothing or return void. And what was the syntax? Oh yeah, okay, you just give it the, so it'd be consumer obj, mdispose, did I say it right? I did say that right. When did I define? Actually, what am I doing? Just pick one which has... Pick a file which has the right stuff. Lingo utils. think that's one that we don't have. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So, and we just go through and we stub these all out. So we've got mname, so xobj stub. Actually, I have it in after the other ones, so I think that's it. I think the void is a separate. The X is no return. I think void is a separate one, like it's V or something. Consumer xobj mname. Return that. So yeah, with this macro, it's basically just it'll generate a function. It'll check to see if it's got the right number of arguments, and then it'll return just a static value. In this case, it'll return this string, which yeah, most of the time when you're subbing it out, that's enough. You don't have to do anything smart. And I guess more importantly, though, is that when the program runs and you turn on debug mode, you can see what arguments are being passed in, so that if you need to kind of work out, all right, what is it expecting to get, to put in and get out, like you can inspect that without having to do anything special. So we'll just continue. Xobj stub. Actually, I should just be copying this. Copy that a bunch of times. All right, so it's expecting something specific from that. I don't know what to give it, so I'm just going to give it a blank string. Pop hot word 0, because yeah, again, it's got an I, which means integer. So explore. Oops. It's also a string. 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 Huh, I wonder what it craps into win.ini. Oh no, it's reading stuff from win.ini. Wonder what it's trying to figure out. I guess we'll see. About DLG 0 register DLG 0. Now that I think about it, why did it even have a register dialog? Like, why was it asking me to type in the registration number? Because as far as I'm aware, it gives you the full thing out of the box. There's no benefit to doing that. Is it so that it can just like tell you the registration number in the about box? That seems like something that nobody would want or care about. Check CD. Gonna go out on a limb and guess that it's a 1 that it wants. Hack menu 0. And there we have it. We have our stub. So one last thing that we need to do. Go into this module.mk file and add it to the list. And that should add it to the makefile. Oh, and add it to the repo. Cool. So we'll just build that. Oh, the one thing I wanted to have a look at. What was the debug level that I put? Print stub with arglist, which has where's the method for that? Oh, it's here. Okay. 3. Debug level number 3. Okay. So we should now be able to get a little bit further into Bob Winkle's Life's Greatest Mysteries than we could before. So we'll just run it in GDB, just in case it doesn't work. I think it'll work. Maybe it'll work. There are 2 other X loops that we haven't fixed yet, so... Oh, and... Missed a thing. Lingo strict. Which basically means we want the debug window to pop up if we hit an error. So with luck, we should start seeing a few of our stub calls here in the scroll back. Or not. It'll just crash because I screwed up. Unimplemented. I missed a spot. There's one other spot that you need to add. Yeah, so it's all well and good to add it here as like a file name, but there is another index that you need to add your new xlib to, which I forgot to do. It's in lingo.object.cpp. Don't need split screen anymore. Here is the big thing. Copy that. And this is for registering the constructor. Okay. Oh, and we need to add the... Gotta add the header file to all that. Yep, okay, that's all there. So rebuild that. Feeling good about that. All right. Let's try that again, shall we? So it's okay. Curious. All right, so we've got so our stub is being called, which is good. It is apparently... Whoa, okay. What was that big, What's the delay for? That was unexpected. Was it just the debugger, like, having a bad time? Where's my Xobj? That was strange. But anyway, we can see here that like the first things that it tries to do is it tries to look for a path that's been crapped into win.ini. Very, you know, back in the early like 90s, you were allowed to do that. There was no issue with just kind of, you know, installing stuff into the ini file. Or in the case of Macromedia Director, the first thing it does in Windows 3.1 is install a kernel driver, because Windows 3.1 isn't very good at graphics or sound. That's just the kind of thing you could do back then. And it gets some preferences. Lock password, animation speed, and annoyance count. It's not going to really get anything for those. It's going to get nothing back. And hopefully that should be enough to just keep going forward. Anyway, we'll just continue on. So I believe the issue we had was that you couldn't actually switch to a section without it crashing. Here's our guy. I guess it's meant to be a big stack of books containing all of the world's knowledge. Oh yeah, it's definitely books.
Eureka! I've done it! I've just discovered the answers to life's greatest mysteries. Hello. My name is...
Yeah, we know. Okay. More importantly, does the menu work? Okay, so the top level menu, still 8 shades of cooked. That's fine. And I'm pretty sure like most of the menu options aren't going to work because they're going to call the other thing. In the meantime, let's just see what the stub's been doing. Okay, it's been getting bookmarks from the preferences file, which is interesting. It's having trouble with the menu. Okay, yeah, this all makes sense because the menu hasn't been passed properly, which you can then see like I'll show you. When you like look at this and you see like those square root symbols, that's actually a sign that it is in Mac Roman format, and it's a text cast member in Mac Roman format that has been converted to Win code page 1252, which is I think like the, you know, Latin whatever, and because of that it's not picked the right one. So that's probably because, yeah, I think that in this particular case the square root symbol is meant to denote, like, you know, it's meant to be kind of name of menu choice, separation symbol, which is the square root symbol, followed by name of script to call. And so yeah, that's all cooked. So we'll look at that later. Invalid int body, invalid int curiosities. Some interesting script errors. So we go common curiosities. What is motion sickness? Okay, now we have a... Okay. So unfortunately for us, there is actually something that the consumer X object does that we sort of need to be able to support. And that is Oh my god, it's looking at, there's like a custom data file. There is a custom data file which it then uses to get the index because, you know. If you've gone to all the trouble of adding like a plain text index to your educational title, why would you not use that everywhere? Why would you think of, I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? Because you'd have had to write this screen in Director, and it would have, if anything, it would have been more effort to say, look up the record for this and then do this redirection rather than go to movie. But, yeah. Okay, so to move forward on this, I think we're going to have to figure out what this guy is. So let's have a quick look-see at LGM. Was it hotword.dat? No, it wasn't explore.dat. Huh. How come we don't have explore.dat? Why would you put it in here? Why would you? Oh my word. Okay. Interestingly, that it didn't actually do a CD check there. I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks like they just didn't do a CD check. Because if it was a CD check, which would kind of determine where to... What was the name of it again? It was like... Check CD. Oh my god. Alright. Was this where I was running the game? Yes, it was. Yeah, apparently not looked for. Maybe it'll be looked for once we get past this bit. But given that this is a custom one-off X object for this game, we can probably make a bodge to find explore.dat in the right spot. So, explore.dat is data. It's also 44Ks. So what's inside? It's very sparse, whatever it is. Lots of nulls. Is there a... Okay. So you know what? Maybe now's the time to break out the break out the big guns. Go straight to the espionage tools. So we can figure out exactly what's going on. So if you've never used Gitra before, it's basically it's pretty simple. So what I've done here is I've just created an empty project. I've copied in the DLL for consumer. Apparently I've already opened it because like the first thing it'll ask you is, do you want to auto analyze? And you say yes. And then over here you have imports, which are all of the functions that are called by the DLL. So you can see here they've got like GDI, the graphics library, the Windows kernel, the multimedia subsystem, all that stuff. And then here we've got like all the exports. So because this is a DLL with like which has published names, they are all of a certain format. So the one we're looking for is pref get value? What was it called? Oh, get record. We want to see how get record works. Okay, and it's going to be messy because again, it's 16-bit, not really a strong point of the, you know, US military industrial complex. Like, very few things run Windows 3.1, so it's not as good a military target, unfortunately. Now, I'm a little bit concerned here by how it's loading a library. It is loading a library. So, okay, so it calls this function first, which does a bunch of stuff. Yeah, right. So the first thing I'm just gonna do get the API reference for load library. This is load library A, which I think is the 32-bit equivalent. Sometimes you're allowed to look at the old ones in the new docs, but it's basically, yeah, okay. So it just takes a file name and then loads a library. Makes sense. Okay, so we have to infer this because, again, like the well, we have to actually read the assembly because the decompiler is not doing the heavy work for us, but it's pretty basic. So it's pushing one argument to kernel load library, which is a far pointer containing the file name. And so a far pointer is basically two 16-bit registers shunted together. First one is the segment. The second one is the actual pointer. The segment in this case is just the data segment. So, or it's the, you know, the first data segment that we've got in here. And the second one is A5. So I think if we go into here, the data segment, and then go all the way up to A5. Wait, is this the right data segment? Yes, it is. Okay. Go all the way up to... Okay, nothing there. How about data 3? Because it's got to be static. There we go. Okay. That explains it. I am surprised by this because I thought that this was another... I thought there was another meth table in that. I thought there was another Lingo DLL. Alright. So basically, also not kind of sure why you'd have another DLL for doing that. Maybe it's easier to... something to do with the forms code being easier to sort out. Anyway, we can drag that one into. So when setup LGM, and we copy that into our project. It's a new executable 16-bit DLL. And that is all. Okay, so we'll open that up. I absolutely would like to analyze it now. I'm concerned by the... Okay, no, okay. So I was going to say, holy crap, that's a lot of segments. I mean, there kind of are a lot of segments. It is... It's biggish. Not gonna lie, this DLL is biggish. And it has a lot of resources, so I'm guessing this is the forms widget thing that was used for the index. But I just want to check. So there was no meth table in that, right? So if I go like to here, main icon. Okay, so it's like. Okay, that's all thunks. Actually, don't even have to look for a meth table. I can just go into exports and have a look. Okay, so this is not a lingo DLL. Which suits me. Get record. Alright, so get record seems to do many things. It is very tempting to just... Because, I mean, again, I don't think there's any other title which uses this X object. I guess like the cheap and nasty way of doing it would be to figure out the output of the DLL and just have a table. Like do not like as in don't even try and read the .dat file. Just pre-cache all the results and look it up. I think that that's probably doable. 1 second. I thought I had to sneeze, but I didn't have to sneeze. At least not yet. Whew, alright, well... So let's have a rummage through. What do we got? We got... Yeah, I got some methods that are all unaligned because this is C. Oh, that's right, yeah, and like 2 of them are the meth table. Oh, sorry, one of them's the meth table, one of them's something else, and then the other 2 are the actual arguments. From... Yeah, right, not gonna lie, like this doesn't look very like much fun to reverse at all. Given that like the emphasis is just kind of getting it up and running, like we are definitely not gonna re-implement the mini text search index, because you know there's no point. There really isn't any point. Who's gonna use it? All right. Let's do this. Let's print out the... I want to see where this this X object is being called. Because, in short, if we can... Like, I think the answer is going to be basically like... Oh, okay. You know, if we're lucky, the response that it gets back from this thing is going to be like, here's a string with the movie name in it. If we're unlucky, it's going to be have a blob full of crap and sift out the thing that you want. I'm hoping it is not the latter, but we will see. Okay. I think what was the method called? It was get record. Oh. Okay, hasn't happened yet. Okay, so we can see that it's reading. Where are we now? Question locked. Do question. Okay, so it's trying to check if the question is locked. So I'm guessing that that means that if you have like young kids that you don't want to, you know, say that you wanted to hide some of the solutions to life's greatest mysteries from your children, I think this game lets you pick which ones that they're not allowed to, you know, they're not entitled to yet, which is, you know, good luck doing that, you know. Good luck. They'll find out. They'll find a way. So this is... So I'm just stepping through here to see what is going on. It is... So here we go. It's found... It's looking for explore.dat, to which I say good luck. Right, and we've got the consumer exobj. Okay, and then it calls get record. So this is the function that I want to know more about. So I'm going to disassemble it. It was at 27. 27, all right. So get, all right, so all right, so it calls get record and it expects an integer back, which, oh no, sorry, expects an integer encoded as a string coming back, which is curious. Are we still in question locked? Still in question locked, okay. Maybe that's where it kind of encodes. Yeah, maybe this kind of is a database for kind of things, you know, encodes the lock thing into the database as well. I say database, you know, the file. Hey, Mad Moose. Yes, everyone of a certain age knows that it is 42 anyway. I don't know. I wonder, it feels like, yeah, Douglas Adams isn't really a kid thing anymore. We are... Alright. So, okay, let's continue. So it's sending to get record the path and then the number gets back a result, which it then shunts through integer. And then it and then it does another object call, which alright. We'll just have to step through and find out because someone didn't do enough debug messages to say what things were. My youngest knows that it's 42 and she's never read the books. That's good to hear. Your kid knows where their towel is. Yep. So what is object call number 5? Oh, it's just calling... Oh, I see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. Okay. 5 arguments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, right. Okay. So it called that. And then it assigns, var assign the data. Okay. Then it jumps to 60. Puts the data back. Tries... Oh, okay. Okay. So then it I'm guessing that if the question is locked, then it will just return an empty string, which is what we have. Or it'll, at the very least, short circuit and leave. And then it tries to do an... Okay. If it does exist, then it does an of. Alright, so it's getting something back from the database, which it then pushes into the data. And I'm guessing that's what it uses to... I mean, we'll figure... Like, if we keep stepping, we'll see where the data is actually used. Like, I think it's going to be used in a Go command, because that strikes me as where it would end up. Yep, so stepping through that... Actually, we'll do fin. Yeah, so go, yeah. So, yeah, short circuits, comes out. Now we're in this method do question at 32. Question locked. So then it checks, pushes 0 and then it tries to check if it's equal. That's unusual. Was there a bit where it cast it to an int? So I picked a word. I picked that. Oh, okay. I'm probably going to have to look up the syntax for of, because there's like a billion different options to it. And by a billion, I mean 9, which is still too many. Right, okay. Last line, first line, last item, last word, last car, first car. Alright. 8, sorry. It's close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's... First item? Yeah, alright. I mean, that's gonna be an int. There's like crap involving lines. Yeah, it definitely returns a string back. Oh, maybe it's checking if it's void. Maybe when it was like comparing with 0, it's checking to see if it's void. Like it's seeing that if it screwed up or not. Because it would be void if... I think it would be void. Yeah, it calls question log, then it pushes a 0, then it checks if it's equal. And if it's 0, then it jumps to 75. At which point it shows the dialogue saying, sorry, you're not allowed to have fun anymore. This life's greatest mystery, too much for your child mind to handle, according to the parentals. So, no, you will not be learning the solution to life's greatest mystery today. All right. But assuming that we haven't been locked out, assuming we haven't been locked out. We are checking. So, okay. Checks to see if it's 0. Which pointer throws that? I am kind of surprised that it didn't jump there then. Because... I would have thought that it would have returned a 0. Or, sorry, I thought it would have been equal, quote unquote. But anyway. The path. Ha. Wait a damn second. We might not even need it at all. Vars. Variables. Funcs. Yeah. Oh no. Just var. All right. Settings. Let's write the path. I see. All right. That's good news. Okay, it's not. So it's using that dat file to check if it's been locked, but it is not using it to get the path of the dir file. That is real encouraging. But also, I am then surprised. Okay, let's keep stepping through and see where it's going wrong. Because it should fail the equality operator. Oh no, all right. I see, so it's expecting... I see, all right. So it's returning 1. Or the lock checking function is returning 1. Which means we could probably tweak the output of our stub to just give it something that it wants to see. All right, let's do question. We want the one before that. Yeah, so it's assigning to the data. It's checking specifically if it's not blank. And then yeah, it's doing this call here. How about... All right. One. I think it's looking for the third item in the string. And it needs to be 1. So we'll see how that... Oh wait, no, not explore. Not explore. My bad. Get record 111. And we'll just add a little comment. Use to bypass the lock question check. So we'll give that a shot. But you see what I mean? It is at least in the case of like this, where there is literally like an entire... They've obviously licensed some kind of some kind of index program to run, not in consumer.dll. Consumer.dll is fine. That's tiny. It's this one. Like, this is... They have paid someone money to develop this for them, I'm guessing. And we don't want to, you know, out of scope. No, you can't make me do it. I'm not putting it together. Has that built? Yes, it has. Okay. So restart. Yeah, what is going on with this big delay? Is that just a... it's really weird. I'll run it next time with loading so we can see what the... Because it could be that there's like just a big frame delay and we have to wait while the registration menu does its thing. Okay. Here we go. Curiosities. Common. What is motion sickness? Did I mess up? Maybe I messed up. Oh, and yeah. So I guess this must be... That's a mistake in my API, I think. Did one of these have a... No, they didn't. They didn't. Right. Actually, just tell me which function we were in. That'll save us a ton of time. 2029 do question. Okay. Okay, we'll add a breakpoint for that. We will debug flag enable lingo exec debug level 5. And what is motion sickness? There we go. So now we're here at the start of the function. So we're doing all of that. Yep, so it's got the movie. Right, okay. So it's got all right. My memory is a bit flaky, so we go to whenever our memory is flaky, we pull out our favorite book, Macromedia 4 Lingo Dictionary of cast. The word of... Oh, what's the syntax? Because it's not a function called of, it's... Item, sorry. Left of sprite. Integers intersect item. Item of. Okay. Page 122. This chunk expression specifies an item or range of items in a chunk expression. Yeah, okay. Put... Oh, okay. Commas. I forgot about commas. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I see how it is. Alright, we need some commas. That's what we're missing. See, not too bad. Though I will say... I just want to double check. Yeah, so first we pop the string. Then we pop all of this stuff. So string 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's this. It's gonna be first item. Don't know why it's blank. Feels like it should be, yeah. Oh wait, no. It would be blank because we don't have, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, surely there'd still be at least one entry, but we're looking for entry number 3, which there is none. So that is working for, that's working. That is working as intended. So quit that, start once more. Oh, I forgot to run, wait. While we're here, we'll turn on loading. So we can at least see what's going on. We can see why it's just spinning its wheels at the front screen there. Give me that. Unclear why it's. Oh, we're in a script. Which. Okay. I see. All right, we'll figure it out later. It looks like it's checking. Oh, okay. It's scanning tons of crap. That'll be why we have to wait. But we're not interested in that for now. We were more interested in curiosities, common. What is motion sickness? Oh, that felt like it should have worked. Come on. Give me a break. Not question locked. 2029 do question. Come on. Okay. So what did it end up doing? It's probably quicker if I just do it again. Okay. Slowly. Check to see if the question's locked. Okay. Then it returns the number 1. Okay. Which is what we wanted. What? Oh, it's looking for 0. Alright. Double negatives. I'm bad with double negatives. 0, 0. Okay. So 2029, do question at 32, say. Actually, we won't run Lingo exec because if it's struggling to catch up when it's not printing the source code, it's going to take even longer if we start it in verbose mode. So for now, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Oh, wait. What is motion sickness? Okay. Oh, wait. I cocked it up. Wait, what? Built-in param did not return value. What? Oh, is this like a built-in that we're not dealing with properly? Tell me about param. I want to know about param. This function gives the value of a parameter in a list. The variable parameter represents the parameter's position in a list. Okay. Parameter's position in the list. Oh. Oh, I see. It just gets the arg. How has nothing used this? This seems really useful. How's nothing used this before? That is interesting. Right. Do we have the count one? Param count. Oh, it's a the. Okay. That uses a the. Okay. Well, we can freaking well use this. Okay. Datum pos equals glingo pop. Okay. Now this is a pickle. Because we don't really track that. At least I don't think we do. We do track the number of arguments, but we don't track a copy. Because I believe like the first thing that it does. No, wait, no, we do track it. Because inside the function, arguments aren't taken from the stack, they're taken with a method call. Oh, maybe it's Lingo code. C prop push. Oh, okay. G lingo var fetch D. Alright. So it kind of relies on this var fetch thing. Yep. No. Right, so prop ref. I think it's prop ref. Oh, no. Okay, no, because prop in ScummVM terms, prop is what we use for properties on a me object, which is not the same thing. We just want var. Maybe it's local. Okay. Right. Okay, so var fetch. Oh, right, okay. So this just kind of changes the, takes in a string and returns it as a string but cast to type local ref. Okay, then. I get it. I get it. So wait, how do we how are the args dealt with? So we've got n args. I'm just trying to see how ScummVM converts all of the arguments into variables, because it must do it at some point. Because yeah, we're gonna function. It's got it a handler. It adjusts the stack. Is it push context which does it? Yeah, okay. Alright, that makes a stack frame. That puts all of our function stuff on there. This guy. This, you. Right. So here's local vars. Arg names is okay. Alright, okay. Yep. This is what we need. We just need so we got funcsim, which I'm pretty sure is it's SP. And then we just need arg names. Because I think that's literally, because then we can do that. We can take our index, put it into arg names, get back the variable name, and then all we need to get back is whatever it is, and we can pipe that to varfetch. I think it was. Yes, I think it was. Okay. So we've got what was it? It was C-frame. That's it. Think that works? Yeah, okay. CF SP. if this common string func equals cf sp argname. Actually, do that and cf sp argnames size is less than or equal to so we go if pos greater than 0 and that pos minus 1. Oh. No vowel conversion from okay. Get at. Just get. Oh, right, okay. C++. Right. And what type of method is it? Look at us. Yeah. All right. So we take an argument. It just stores it in local vars. Or is that? Oh no, that's var names. Okay. Oh no, but it still stores it in local vars. So we can just do that. So if we go we'll just do it the lazy way. Glingo push func and then we call whatever it was. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that. Func type local ref. We push that and then we call oh no, we just do var fetch. Okay. Lingo var fetch func. Actually, easy. invalid. Pause. Right. I think that should be enough. Let's see if it crashes this time. Not looking forward to seeing what kind of giant file scrapey thing is happening, but that can wait. For the 90th time, curiosities, common. What is motion sickness? Oh, alright. Too good to be true. What is it? SF? Oh, okay. Maybe it's just a nice error. Does it say what kind of... And it didn't say what kind of error it was, which is the best kind of error. I think we're gonna have to start this again, just to be sure. While that does its thing. Okay, so debug flag enable lingo exec. Curiosities, common, motion sickness. Now that's interesting. So it changed movie. Yeah, all right. So we're in the motion sickness movie now. That's nice. Oh, and it's okay, and it's freaking out because it can't find a cast member. Which implies that it didn't load. 502. Whew. Huh, and apparently that's bad enough for it to crash. Member 502 of castlib1. Oh, is this one of those cases where... No, I'd expect something to be there. Alright, well, is it just the motion sickness movie that's cooked? On the bright side, at least it doesn't seem to be crashing at the menu screen anymore, which is a big improvement. Set up LGM motion sick. Oh, and I know, Mad Moose. Yeah. If I were developing, I would simply just write the code without any bugs in it the first time. Oh no. Why is it... What is this? Why is it checking hundreds of files? There's not even 1,000 files in there. Why is it trying to test them all? That's bizarre. Why would it do that? Okay, check factor. It's doing checked factoid button. Now, something which kind of springs to mind, like when I was working on the Star Trek disc, it also did a thing where it would try and probe each cast member. But including ones which didn't exist, and because there was kind of a gap between... Like, I think that the logic for kind of... What do you call it? The failure mode is different if there is what do you call it? Some functions, right? Some functions which try and get cast members, they do different things if it's out of bounds or not. So you can see here, like 505 is the top cast member, so that is technically within bounds. Like 502 is within bounds. So what's kind of throwing me is I thought I fixed this already. Yeah, I thought I fixed this already, but apparently I have not fixed this already. Or maybe I just kind of fixed part of the problem and not all of it. Yeah, okay. Be sort of... Okay, I fixed the number of cast members, which gives the highest thing ID. Return... Special override accounts for list built-ins. Now there was another thing. Did I just roll it into these commits here? Oh, yeah, alright. Okay, so there's get members num. Get cast max ID. Okay, I closed Windows. But we can open Windows again. Very easy. So this is the point where we just kind of... We want to check how... want to check how the real thing does it. There is a yeah, there's like a function, isn't there? Called cast. Cast members, cast palette, cast back color, cast member, cast depth, cast number, calling. Well, wait, what? Cast keyword. Yep, alright. Okay, doesn't say it in here, but I will bet you... I think what is going to happen is that it will throw an exception and die if the cast member is out of range, but it'll work if the cast member is in range. So we'll just put cast 3. So this should be a hard error. Recompile all scripts. Show me the message window. Apparently that's not a hard error. Even when it's out of range. Because if I go like... If I put the name of cast 3, that should be a hard error. Yeah, there we go. That's a hard error. But if I make a shape with my trusty tools, which are under here, and I jank that into slot 5, that should now be valid. There we go, see? So it's no longer a blocking error. But interesting that cast 3 by itself isn't an issue. I guess because it just creates a handle. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. I misread. So this call's fine. It's created a pointer, which should be safe. Get object prop is having a bad time. When in fact it should just return null. What was exact error? Member 502 not found. I think we should put it. Yeah, we'll make it. We'll add a warning. else if... What was the thing I did for Star Trek to make it work? Less than get members num. Okay. Start. I'm guessing what it's doing here is it's trying literally every folder on the hard drive to see if it can, just in case, to see if it contains Bob Winkle's solves life's greatest mysteries. Mercifully, it only seems to do it once. Whoa. Okay.
Are you feeling all right, Miss Queasy?
Oh, yes. I'm just a little ill from rain in the car.
Okay.
I wonder why that happened.
It's called motion sickness, and it's a sick feeling some people get when they ride in cars. It's called motion sickness, and it's a sick boats, airplanes. And amusement park rides. Let's see what causes it.
All right.
When a person experiences motion, as in a car ride, their brain...
Whoa, okay. That's not good. That's not good. Ooh. Has my audio screwed up? Please F's in the chat if my audio is screwed up. Because that sounds like my... It sounds like Pipewire gave up the ghost. Oh no. Not that. Not that. Ah, for... Okay. All right. What the oh my god. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, I need to ask, is my voice crispy crackly? Because last time this happened, Pipewire just, like, shat itself. And I don't know how to fix it without ending the stream. Oh, really? It's good? Ah, sick. Alright. That is good news. I am very... Okay. Cool. I'll assume that's all fixed then. Let's try restarting. Okay. Let's just commit what we got. Commit am fix get object prop if cast member. Actually, I should do commit a. If cast member doesn't exist, fixes Bob Winkle solves life's greatest mysteries. Operation. This operation should only be a hard fail if the cast member ID is out of bounds. Otherwise, it should return void. Whew, alright. So, where's the list of crap? List of crap that I'm working on. Is it? Oh, it's here, okay. So, we've got multiple custom objects bodged around. We've still got the screwed up palette, we've still got the progress bar being a bit cooked. Okay. I think maybe, yeah, the other thing I wanted to kind of have a look at tonight is this path issue. So it's, best way to describe it, so we only one of the movies in this particular application has the problem, but it sort of comes, yeah, it comes down to external cast members and how to load them. Most of the time in this particular, yeah, so hang on. Instead of just trying to kind of like struggle and flail at an explanation, let me just load up the movie and we can see it. BRN no HRT. Start anyway. I guess the reason why it was loading so quickly like the first time we tried it was because it was crashing when we tried to load the TLL. And now that we fixed that, we get to sit through all this. Isn't that nice? We could probably add a quirk to sort this out. Oh no. Yeah, okay. It's cursed. Okay, it's sounding very cursed still. I think, yeah. Actually, yeah. to everyone in chat, was it sounding really static and bad just now when I played the audio from the game? Because through my cans, it sounds horrible. Might actually be able to get around it by kind of flicking back and forth between the monitors and the cans. Actually, we'll see how it sounds through the monitors.
Or not.
Yeah, bad is the answer. So switching back and forth does not help.
The guillotine was introduced in 18th century France.
That sounds
to
terrible,
provide
right?
a
It's not just
supposedly
me.
more humane and quick end.
God. All right. And like, oh, that's. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna bounce the stream. I'll be back in like a couple of secs. I just need to hit pipe wire with a 2x4, and that'll hopefully fix the audio.